Krishna, Hare Hare. I will read the next paragraph. The decorative transcendental pleasure potency manifests 9 symptoms. 5 of these are manifested. So, 9 symptoms of the transcendental pleasure potency. 5 of them are manifested by the expansion of Srimati Radharani's personal beauty, which is adorned with garlands of flowers. Her patient calmness is compared to a covering of cloth which has been cleansed by camphor. Her confidential agony for Krishna is the knot in her hair, and the mark of tilak on her forehead is her good fortune. Srimati Radharani's sense of hearing is eternally fixed on Krishna's name and fame. In the material world, chewing betel nuts makes one's lips reddish. Similarly, Srimati Radharani's complete attachment to Krishna has blackened the borders of her eyes. In the material world, everybody uses kajal, but the natural blackened border of the eyes of Srimati Radharani, the lotus eyes of Srimati Radharani, is due to the complete attachment to Krishna. This darkness might be compared to the ointment produced by Sri Radha's joking with Krishna. Srimati Radharani's smile is just like the taste of camphor. So we make kheer, and in kheer, very little amount, just a pinch of camphor is added, which enhances the flavor extensively. And that camphor has a very subtle, it gives a very cooling sensation as well. So that is Srimati Radharani's smile, is just like the taste of camphor. The garland of separation moves on the transcendental body of Srimati Radharani when she lies down on the bed of pride within the room of aroma. Her chest is covered by the blouse of anger, which is born of her ecstatic affection for Lord Krishna. Her reputation as the best of Lord Krishna's girlfriends is the stringed instrument that she plays. And when Krishna stands in his youthful posture, she puts her hand on the shoulder of Lord Krishna. Although she possesses so many transcendental qualities, she is still always engaged in the service of Krishna. With so many transcendental qualities, Krishna is always attracted to Srimati Radharani. Yet, she is always engaged in the service of Krishna. Srimati Radharani is decorated with Sudipta sattvic emotions, which sometimes include jubilation and sometimes pacification. All the transcendental ecstasies are manifested in the body of Srimati Radharani. This Ashta Sattvic Vikar all together can manifest only in the body of Srimati Radharani. And therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Krishna took the mood of Srimati Radharani, therefore Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited all these 8 sattvic emotions, ecstasies, all of them together. And other than Srimati Radharani, nobody can get all these ashta, 8 kinds of sattvic vikar or manifestations or ecstatic manifestations all of them together is not possible. Somebody may get one of them at a time or two of them at a time, but all eight together, only Srimati Radharani can manifest. And therefore, the same is true for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Sudipta sattvic emotions are manifest when a lover or a beloved is overwhelmed with certain feelings which he or she cannot check. Radharani has another emotion called Kilakinchit. Actually, this Kilakinchit, this term has no direct translation in any other language. This has been discussed in Chaitanya Charitamrita directly actually. So this another emotion Kilakinchit which is manifest in 20 different ways. These emotions are manifested partly due to one's body, partly due to one's mind, and partly due to habit. As far as the bodily emotions are concerned, they are manifested in posture and movement. As far as the emotions of the mind are concerned, they are manifested as beauty, luster, complexion, sweetness, talking, magnanimity, and patience. And as far as the habitual emotions are concerned, they are manifested as pastimes, enjoyment, preparing for separation, and forgetfulness. So these are the different ways how these are manifested in when when these emotions are manifested through the body, then it is to do with the posture and the way the body moves, the movement, how somebody walks or what that. When it is related with the mind, they are concerned, they are manifested as the beauty. When somebody is very happy, even in the material world also you will see, when somebody is very happy, suddenly they start glowing, they start looking very nice. But the moment they are very sad or have cried a lot, then you see their face, eyes look like black like panda. Okay, there will be swelling under the eyes and they will look very, the face will look very different. So even in the material world, we can see these glimpses. We know, we have an idea. So the spiritual world also, when these emotions, these transcendental, spiritual, ecstatic emotions are pertaining to the mind, they are manifested as beauty, luster. Sometimes Srimati Radharani is so happy that her luster increases. And sometimes in separation of Krishna, in man or in sadness that Krishna, worrying about Krishna, she becomes very pale, as if when the snake bites, what happens? The body turns blue in color. So that separation from Krishna is like poison, and Srimati Radharani's body also becomes pale, bluish. So that luster, complexion. Luster means the brightness, the effulgence, and complexion is what I was explaining. Sweetness, talking. Sometimes expressions of the mind, emotions of the mind are manifested through our words. If I'm very pleased with someone, then my words will become very sweet. If I'm angry on someone, then my talking will become very serious. Then magnanimity and patience. As far as habitual emotions are concerned, something that is a habit, they are manifested as pastimes, enjoyment, preparing for separation. That, okay, now morning is coming, Krishna will go, Radharani has to go back. So preparing for separation and forgetfulness. The tilak of good fortune is on the forehead of Srimati Radharani, and she also has a locket of Prem Vaichitya. Prema Vaichitya. Locket is always hanging on the neck. So this locket is Prema Vaichitya. That when two beloveds meet and they are already worried, before meeting only they are worried that after 2 hours, now just imagine the most dear friend is going to come to meet us. We are so happy. We are simply waiting for that person to come. Or maybe after many, many days, we are going to meet our maybe friends or some family member, or we are waiting to travel and go somewhere. And that feeling is like, okay, there is so much excitement. But behind that excitement, already in the corner of the heart, there is a fear that these days will end, and again this excitement will get over, and again I have to come back, and there will be separation, and my dear friend or my family member or whatever is, we are going to get separated. To that prem vaishitya. Yeah? That is the locket that Srimati Radharani is wearing. And what is that? What does it manifest? What does this locket of prem vaishitya manifest? That when we are going to meet and there is fear of separation, only a person who has ever experienced these kind of material level, we are all on material platform, but even on the material platform, if we have experienced these things, can we really to some extent relate to what is being said here? To some extent, why I'm saying, because we are on the material platform, and this is completely different from this material platform. It has no connection with this material platform. This is on the spiritual platform. It is transcendental to all these material modes, but still we can get that feeling. We can relate. Yeah, I can understand this feeling. Srimati Radharani is 15 days younger than Krishna. There are many unscripted. I have since childhood I've come across so many this concocted versions where I've heard they say that Radharani is older than Krishna. Such concocted versions. So clearly here Sri Ramananda Rai is saying, giving us all this information. And who is Sri Ramananda Rai discussing all this with? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. None other than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if there is a mistake, who is going to correct? Mahaprabhu himself will correct. But he has not corrected. And we should understand that this is all bona fide. We should therefore not get stuck with the concocted versions. Srimati Radharani is 15 days younger than Krishna. She always keeps her hand on the shoulder of one of her friends. And she always talks and thinks of pastimes with Krishna. She always offers Krishna a kind of intoxicant by her sweet talks. And she is always prepared to fulfill all his desires. In other words, she supplies everything needed to meet all the demands of Sri Krishna, and she possesses unique and uncommon qualities for Krishna's satisfaction. Unique and uncommon, that nobody else possesses. In the Govind Leelamrit, a nice verse states, who is the breeding ground of affection for Krishna? The answer is that it is only Srimati Radhika. Who is Krishna's dear, most lovable object? The answer is that it is only Srimati Radhika and no one else. All the qualities that are present in Srimati Radharani, they are all the object of Krishna's complete attention. Therefore, only Srimati Radhika is able to fulfill all the desires of Krishna. No one else can do so. Satyabhama. Does anybody know who is Satyabhama? Okay. Satyabhama is, yeah, I can see Lokaman Krishna Prabhu has raised his hand.
Satyabhama is Sri Krishna's wife.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Satyabhama is one of the wives of Lord Krishna in Dwarka. And she has the Vam Bhav. Vam Bhav means there are there is the there are wives who are very submissive and just want to fulfill the desires of Krishna as Krishna wants, and there's a Vam Bhav that okay, they will have some transcendental jealousy or anger to give. to give a different flavor to Krishna, uh, different flavor of pleasure to Krishna. So Satyabhama is a competitor of Srimati Radharani, but she always desires to come to the standard of Srimati Radharani. Radharani is so expert in all the affairs that all the damsels, all the Vrajagopis, they come to learn arts from Srimati Radharani. Everybody comes to learn from Srimati Radharani. For what? Because they all want to, they're all they just want to please Krishna. So whatever they want to learn, they go to Srimati Radharani. She's so, in fact, what to speak of the Vraja Gopis? Krishna himself, actually, if he wants to learn something, he goes to Srimati Radharani. She's so extraordinarily beautiful that even the goddess of fortune and Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva, now Parvati and Mother Lakshmi, they are very good friends. So the goddess of fortune and Parvati, who is the Lord of who is the wife of Lord Shiva, they desire elevation to her standard of beauty. Arundhati, who is known as the most chaste lady in the universe, desires to learn the standard of chastity from Srimati Radharani. This Arundhati is known to be the most chaste woman. But Arundhati wants to learn the standard of chastity from Srimati Radharani because that means Srimati Radharani is the most chaste woman, chaste goddess. In beauty, goddess of fortune and Mother Parvati, they are very, very beautiful. But even they want to get themselves elevated to the standard of beauty of Srimati Radharani. All the Braj Gopis are actually experts in various arts, but where do they go to learn all the forms of arts from? Srimati Radharani. Since even Lord Krishna cannot estimate Srimati Radharani's highly transcendental qualities, it is not possible for any ordinary man to estimate them. After hearing Sri Ramananda Rai speak of the qualities of Srimati Radharani and Krishna, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired to hear from him about the reciprocal exchange of love between them. Sri Ramananda Rai described Krishna as Dhira Lalit, a word indicating a person who is very cunning and youthful and who is always expert in joking, who is without any anxiety, dheer, and who is always subservient to his girlfriend. Krishna is always engaged in loving affairs with Srimati Radharani, and whatever desires are there, he knows, Krishna knows, okay, how to, he's Rasaraj. Thus, he successfully carries out whatever desires, whatever instincts are there. We'll go to the next paragraph. Upon hearing of the transcendental activities, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Ramananda, what you have explained regarding the transcendental pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna is perfectly correct. Yet, there is something more I would like to hear from you. It is very difficult for me to express anything beyond this," Sri Ramananda Rai replied. "I can only say that there is an emotional activity called Prem Vilas Vivarta, which I may try to explain. But I do not know whether you will be happy to hear of it. In Prem Vilas, there are two kinds of emotional activities. There is meeting and there is separation. This transcendental separation is so acute that it is actually more ecstatic than meeting. Ramananda Rai was expert in understanding these highly elevated dealings between Sri Radha and Sri Krishna. And in this regard, he had composed a nice song which he narrated to the Lord. So, Krishna willing, will continue reading from here from tomorrow then. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for your kind association. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jai Nitai Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bol.
हरे बोल
हरे
श्री
बोल।
श्याम करुणामय माता जी की जय।
Hare Krishna. All glories to Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.